Hey, it's Jordan, the Millionaire Millennial. In this video, I'm going to show you the big difference between the rich and the middle class. So the big difference is the correlation between time and money. You see, the middle class and most people pretty much in every class were raised to truly believe that time equals money. And what exactly do I mean by that? I'm talking about going to a job, working 40 hours a week, and getting paid for 40 hours worth of work. This is what's known as an hourly wage job. And that's what a lot of middle class people have for jobs. They have hourly wage jobs. And then of course you can upgrade that and take a step up, go to salary paid jobs where you're paid yearly, and that's typically not reliant on how many hours you work. However, most companies will require you to be there for at least 40 hours a week. So in the end, it really is your time equals your money. However much time you're willing to put into a job is how much money you're going to get out of that job. Now, the view from the rich is almost the exact opposite. Time does not equal money. Now, I'm going to give you a really great example, and this is something that I thought up of a couple days ago, and I've been excited to make a video about it because it's just a really good idea. And it explains so well the difference in the way of thinking and how you can actually completely break out of that way of thinking very easily. So let's say you have someone that's middle class or really lower middle class or even poor, and they're working 40 hours a week for $10 an hour at some retail store. All right, so in the end, they're making, let's say, $400 a week, and that's $1,600 a month, right? I had to actually look because I can't do 4 times 4, right? I can't do that in my head. You're making $1,600 a month. That's actually half of what an average American take home is. It's more like $3,000 a month. So this is actually quite less than that. All right, but this is just an example of what you can do if you're not making a lot of money, how you can completely change that by just changing the way that you think about things, okay? So $1,600 a month is what this person's making. Now, a rich person, all right, even if they're not rich monetarily, they're rich in their mindset. That person would not accept the fact that their time equals their money. They wouldn't do what a lot of people in that position would do, which is work overtime. They work 60 hours a week. They, try to get that extra time and a half, right? Because they think that time equals money. But a rich person, rich in mind, does not think that way. So here's what a rich person might do in a situation like that. And this is really just one of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of different opportunities that you can create for yourself. And I want to be clear on that. You have to create the opportunity for yourself. No one's going to hand it to you. Now, I will admit I'm kind of handing this one to you, but you have to actually go and do it, all right? So no one's going to do the work for you to set it up. But the thing with this is once you set it up and do it, it's hands off, right? Your time no longer equals your money, and it's great, but a lot of people won't do it because they think that time equals money. If they work hard, they want to get paid for it immediately. So a rich person might start doing something like a coffee delivery service. And all this coffee delivery service does is deliver coffee to really whoever wants it on a daily basis, 5 days a week, right? Just on work days. And that's it. They just deliver coffee every morning. So it's very, very easy. Now I know you're already thinking, well, Jordan, that requires you to actually go get coffee and deliver it. And then you have to pay for the coffee. That's going to be expensive. There's no way you can afford that if you don't have any money, blah, 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 blah. Take a step back and realize that you're thinking way the wrong way on this. So I decided to run the numbers on this just to prove that this is actually something that's viable that you could actually do. And here's the numbers. Let's say you find a office of workers or whatever, and let's say there's 40 people in that office. Or maybe you find 2 offices with 20 people each, all right? Not impossible to do at all. Look outside, there's literally office buildings all around me. I could just walk into one of these offices and be like, hey, you guys want your coffee delivered every morning? They might say no, they might say yes. Keep looking until you find someone that says yes, obviously. So once you find a business that's willing to pay you to have their coffee delivered, here's the numbers that you give them. You charge them $4 for a cup of coffee delivered to their office. Now you're probably thinking the same thing that I was thinking, and that's who would pay $4 for a cup of coffee? And then I remembered, oh yeah, Starbucks exists. And is also one of the most successful coffee companies in the world. So moving on from that, we can actually have that cup of coffee delivered using Uber Eats for $1.85. All right, so if you don't know what Uber Eats is, it's just another one of those delivery services. They're popping up everywhere. Every single company out there has got some sort of delivery service nowadays. So let's capitalize on that, right? Let's capitalize on the delivery services. So we can have the coffee delivered to the business for $1.85 per cup, and we were charging that company $4 per cup. That gives us $2.15 per cup in profit. And we don't do anything. All that we do is every morning we get up, we order the cups of coffee to wherever they need to go, and then we go back to sleep. And that's it. That's a full day's worth of work, right? Maybe takes 5 minutes. All right. So doing the numbers on that, if we sell 40 cups of coffee per day, right, that is $86, and then times 5 days, 5 work days, that ends up being $430 a week, or $1,720 a month, which is actually more money than we were making working 40 hours a week at $10 an hour at some retail store. So I want you to take a step back, open your mind, and say, wow, that's actually crazy. Wow. We went from working 40 hours a week to working 5 minutes a day, if even. You might be able to even schedule it so that it automatically delivers. You might not even have to do that 5 minutes. So really the only thing that you have to do is find a business willing to pay you $4 per cup to have their coffee delivered. And I really do not think it would be that hard. Would you have to ask 5 businesses, 10 businesses, 15? Sure. Maybe you have to call, go into their business and ask them, keep bugging them after they say no. But eventually, someone's gonna say yes. And you just made $1,700 a month. And the thing is, that's gonna keep coming, right? They want their coffee every single workday forever. So at the end of the month, maybe you spent 20, 30 hours just trying to find a business, just trying to find one business. You spent 20 or 30 hours going in and out of offices looking for someone. Or you worked at your retail store, you just spent 160 hours, right? In a month, if you're working 40 hours a week, that's 160 hours, and you made less money than if you had just found one business. Wow. Now, isn't that just crazy? I think that is like the craziest thing ever, right? So maybe capitalize on this idea of mine and actually, get out there and do it. I'm not going to personally do it because I've got other ways to make money. But if you're at the bottom right now and you're working $10 an hour at some retail store and you're like, man, I really wish I could get a second job, or if I could start working overtime. Stop thinking like that. Stop trying to value your time in dollar bills, because time does not equal money.